Hey YouTube, it's Tracy from Entrepreneur Girl, and today is Tracy's Tuesday Tips again, and we are going to be talking about utilizing wholesale in your e-commerce business. We're also going to cover a list of wholesalers that you can check out and see if they're right for you. And we're also going to touch upon products and how to kind of figure out the matrix of which products you should utilize using wholesale. So I've received a lot of comments about wholesale. I've done a couple little videos about it, but today we're really going to dive into it. And I wanted to answer some of the emails that I've gotten recently concerning this, and just felt that you were wanting the information. And even though I may not be fast at answering your comments, I do answer all of them. And I do answer all of the messages that I get from entrepreneurgirl.net, which is my website. So today we're going to be talking about wholesale, and we are going to first talk about what is it. Okay, so this is wholesale. You can kind of read it for yourself, but basically for resellers like us, we are just trying to buy cheap at wholesale cost and then resell it for a better margin on our e-commerce sites like Amazon FBA. And it sounds crazy, but it's really true. It sometimes only costs manufacturers cents to make an item, and then they turn around and sell it to you for, say, 25 cents. And then you turn around and sell it on Amazon for $5. And it really does work like that. So it is kind of crazy, but that is what makes wholesale so attractive. You pretty much know my story because I've kind of documented my journey, through my YouTube channel. So I had very meager beginnings when I first started, and I kind of grew and evolved and just kind of video documented everything as I went along, just to kind of help someone else out there that might want to, be home with their kids or had health issues or something similar to my story. And when I first started this, there weren't a lot of YouTube channels about it. There weren't, courses and books and coaching and all that is available to you now. So you really do have a wealth of information at your disposal to try to navigate this whole e-commerce, Amazon FBA, eBay type thing, because it's so popular now. But my story, if you haven't gone and looked through it, is basically I started just by decluttering my own house and finding products that I didn't need anymore, didn't want. And I took those products and I sold them on eBay, especially homeschooling curriculum, because, I was able to sell that for several thousands over the summer. I thought, I might be onto something here. That's pretty cool. So I started looking for more products, and I did that by going to garage sales and going to thrift stores, really just into the trenches of all of this arbitrage type of stuff. Then, I evolved and I started going to Walmart and hitting the clearance sections and thinking, wow, look at me. Then I started going to auctions and just kind of branching out into anything new, just to give it a try. I have a video on dumpster diving. I just kind of want to try everything. The things that I tried was an auction. Something that came out of the auction was I kind of stumbled upon wholesale. They had was a pallet of safety goggles, whole pallet, and everything was new in the package. And so I think I bought the whole pallet. It was like $5 or $10. I don't know. You'd have to go back and look. And then I turned around and sold each individual goggle for $7. So it just kind of clicked with me, and I thought, oh my gosh, where could I buy products? Who's selling this? Who's making these goggles? Where can I get more? It was just so much easier than trying to find one item at a time. I was able to have a lot of product for very cheap, and then I was just able to have one listing and just sell off the quantity. And it was a lot easier. So I've done other wholesale videos that I will link here on the screen. If you're on a mobile device, I will put them down below for you too. But basically that's my story. I kind of stumbled upon the idea of wholesale and then went with it. It really in just wasn't that difficult. Basically, you're, finding who sells an item, who's distributing it and manufacturing it for that company. You set up an account and they sell to you. I know it's a little bit more complex than that, but that is kind of sort of, all there is to it. My sister called me this week and she's really crafty. She's looking for a wholesale place that she could get it for inexpensive. She wanted wholesale prices. So my advice to her was trade shows, because if there's something that you're interested in, or you want to find out who the people are or who are the manufacturers, or just get, information, trade shows are excellent for that. And sometimes trade shows require that you have a state sales tax number, business checking account, because they want to know that you're a legitimate, company. They don't really want to open up it to the general public. I also have a few ideas on who to use for distributors that I'd like to give you. I don't vouch for any particular company. You need to do your own research, but so many people in the comments below have just asked, because they don't know where to start. They don't even know ideas of companies. And you do have to be careful out there, because there are scammers, there are people that are middlemen that are not wholesalers that are claiming to be. So I do want to show you a couple of places that you can explore. Okay, so here's a couple of examples. This is Miami Lots, and you can see all of the websites up here, but they are in Miami, Florida, so they're neighbors with me. And they are basically open to target the Southeast United States, Latin America, and the Caribbean. So there's a lot of Spanish-speaking reps here. The website's pretty easy to navigate, so I don't think you'll have any problems exploring it. The next one is Your Lovely Bedding. They're mainly known for their organic bedding, like sheets and covers and blankets, and they're non-toxic and eco-friendly, and a lot of people like their stuff, and that's their website there. Okay, then you have Obon, and these are fashion designers, and they were basically built on their passion for rare, vintage, unique designs, which I love all of that stuff, which is why I'm suggesting it. But they are, an example of a company in that realm. My number one favorite is Alibaba. There's Alibaba.com, and then there's AliExpress. Tradingsales.com, and they sell new and used cell phones. So if you're into technology, this might be a site. I just tried to pull up different sites that focused on different areas, different categories. Okay, here we have Harvest Import Inc., and they supply all kinds of craft and floral and gift packaging and sewing. This is one that I found when I was trying to give one to my sister. So I sent this on to her so she can research it. I haven't used them myself, but I did like their website, and I did like what I read about them. Okay, and then here we have Premium Wood Designs. My dad used to be into this type of thing. It's a model company. They make and sell beautiful wood models. They have Silk Flower Depot. As the name suggests, it's basically just a large wholesaler of silk flowers. But they also do sell other things like greeting cards and related type items. Lots of reasons why you might like wholesale. For me, the main reasons, the number one reason would be time, and you don't have to buy one item at a time, trying to find it day after day. Also, consistent. You have a consistent inventory. It's not like when you're truly retail arbitraging, I can go to Kohl's today and then go to Kohl's next week, and I'm not finding the same merchandise week after week after week. There's no consistency. And with wholesale, there is. Another thing that I like is you can grow into private label with this. This is a really good transition. I like that you can, repeat the process. I can get 100 of something, and then tomorrow I can order another 100 of something, and I can just really scale it up. And this is probably the biggest point. Just a great method to grow your business. Also, you can build relationships by networking so that you have access to inventory and to prices and to bulk that you just didn't have before. Research from the very beginning. This is product market research. It's basically the concept of finding a solid product, making sure you have an open, viable market, and then finding a wholesaler that fits the bill. So many people try to do this in reverse order, and I just don't think it works as well. Putting a face on who is your customer is so important because customers change with every product. They change with every season even. So knowing exactly who your customer is, what they are looking for, and when they are looking for it is so important. Actually, just these things alone, I feel if you really research that, you can sell anything, anytime. Other things that you want to research are things like categories that sell well, products that sell well. So this is just one way that you can do that. I just used Google and I researched Amazon bestsellers, and this is what comes up. So tell you what their best sellers are and in what department. So all of these here are different categories. Some of them are gated, like your grocery. These are all of the different categories that Amazon has, and they're not all created equal. So some of these do really, really well, and they are strong categories, and other categories aren't as strong. They don't have as many sales going through them. So if you know what are popular categories, you can lean towards buying products within those categories. And as I scroll down, you can see there's toys and games, electronics, camera and photo, and it's showing you the top 3. But if I click on any of these areas, I will see more of that product. So say we want to do toys and games because that's a real popular category. I can click on that, and then I can scroll down and I can see here all of the different ones. And look, I can keep going and going and going and going. So I can see what the top sellers are. I can click on it. I can do a lot of research by just looking on this. I did a video on Unicorn Smasher. Unicorn Smasher is something that I use with this Amazon bestseller list in order to do product research. So I will try to link my video up here so that you could just click on it and watch this about Unicorn Smasher if you're interested. Other research tools might be Camel, Camel, Camel. You can watch a product and see how it trends over time. Is it trending up? Is it trending down? If you're an eBayer out there, you can go onto your eBay page, and if you are searching for an item, like say we're searching for Barbies right here, and I go over here and I click Advanced, then I can look up, a particular keyword, but you can search here in the sold listings. So you're only getting products that actually sold. And then you can do with all of these tools, what you're basically doing is doing comps and comparisons so that you can see how products that are comparing to your product, what is the selling history of it, how many products have they sold, how popular is it, and this is all research so that you choose a strong product that you can then try to wholesale. This is a matrix. This is just an example that I just jotted down real quick to give you something to show what it could look like. But say I wanted to make a minimum of $10 per product. That means that my formula here would need to equal $10 per product net profit. So here I have my X, which is my unknown dollar amount for the product that I'm searching for. And so if I start to research this product and I'm researching different, value amounts per unit, that would go there. And then I'm subtracting the shipping to me from the manufacturer. If I'm not drop shipping, I will have the shipping to me, and then I will have to ship it back to the Amazon warehouse, or if you're using eBay, to the customer. And then I have to subtract any e-commerce fees. And then, of course, I have the manufacturer fees. Sometimes they have processing fees. And I would subtract any budgeted items that I want for my product. Examples of budgeted items would be advertising, if you plan on doing any kind of Google AdSense advertising or something like that. if I'm going to be doing advertising on blogs, say there's a topic like travel and I have a travel product and I want to, advertise on very popular blogs for travel, that would be here. If you have a website or if you're going to start a website based around a product, social media campaigns, any type of consideration if you're going to build a brand around your product. So the cool thing about wholesale is that you can buy these smaller units and then scale up. The very nature of wholesale is that you have to buy in bulk, right? So we're not talking about one unit anymore. You could be talking about 1,000 units. Then you can scale up, and there's really no limit. You can scale up to 5,000 or 10,000 or 20,000 or heck, 50,000. So you just have the potential to continue to grow. And then with your small units, you can test them on FBA or whatever e-commerce you're using, and then you can buy more if you see that it's profitable. And because of these things, wholesale is a popular business model. I hope today's video was helpful to you. I hope you learned enough to get you inquiring and researching on wholesale and wholesale companies and wholesale products. If this video was helpful to you, please go ahead and like below, leave comments, subscribe. To have you here in our Amazon 360 Facebook group. Until next video, bye guys.